Growing up, I always wanted to do so many things.
I wanted to be a vet.
I wanted to be an actor.
I wanted to be a celebrity by any means necessary.
This is Spike Drop Vegas Heist.
I'm only here for a 2B. I don't really care about any other place.
Can't even comprehend what is going on, but I like it.
My name is Nikki, my gamer tag's Camilla Panda, and this is Wannabe.
Any human jokes?
I am looking at one. I hope that was...
What I wanted to be when I was growing up, initially I wanted to be a vet because I wanted to help animals, and then I realized I would get very sad being a vet because I like all of them. I wanted to then go into something artsy, and then I discovered competitive robotics, and I ended up in college as a double major of deaf education, art education, and a concentration in STEM education. And when I was told I'd be there 9 years, I sat there and I thought about it and I went, I want to make video games. So I became a video game major. As much as I wanted to make video games, I am not currently making video games because I fell in love with content creation.
Meet Camilla Panda, chaotically good variety streamer and host. She's an expert at parking.
Oh my God, how did I manage that?
Great with words.
What drew me into content creation was, oddly enough, the pandemic. I started streaming after discovering that all of the robotics competitions that I usually volunteer for were canceled. I had a friend that's been doing St. Jude Play Live for like 7 years at this point. I'm home, I'm playing video games. Maybe I can raise $100 for kids on Twitch. Play Live, because they do a lot of good for the kids. Besides making sure kids are treated for cancer and doing research on childhood illnesses and cancers, they make sure that the parents and families don't have to pay. And after a month, we hit Twitch affiliate. My community raised $3,500 instead of just the $100, and I sat there and said, you know, maybe I'm not that bad at this. Right now, my full-time job is content creation, and it's a lot, but it's also really, really enjoyable. Oh my goodness, I don't even know what that noise. Wait. Whoa, oh. Hold up, when did we get to 5,200? I was consistent. I tried to make sure every stream I did something a bit different, tried to improve when I could. I was very communicative with my community. I had the Discord, I had everything. I just one day started playing No Man's Sky, and a lot of folks just started hanging out and they stuck around. Then I also found the 1,000 Dreams Fund.
I am a Twitch streamer. I'm also a BroadcastHER grant recipient. I'm part of the Dream Team, and I'm so excited to be here. I'll be your moderator for your final panel of the day with our very special guest.
I had lost my job. I needed new equipment. I applied for a grant and I actually got it on the first try, which I wasn't expecting. Decided to fundraise for them and had a few front page slots on Twitch and just have been growing since. 1,000 Dreams Fund is the organization that runs the BroadcastHER grant and BroadcastHER initiative. So they have ambassador programs, mentorship programs. They're doing stuff with JBL Quantum. They're doing all kinds of different stuff. They're partnered, of course, with like Allied Esports. They do a lot of stuff with HyperX. So it's just really cool to, one, just kind of have an organization that has such weight in an industry go, hey, we like what you're doing, you won, because it means a lot to someone who is just like, oh, I just started doing this. I have never been to a esports arena that had like the giant stage or anything before. It's my first time being in HyperX Arena. I've previously visited like some local small sites, but they didn't have such the capacity for the live streaming and just the overall like feel of the same arena, because this feels a lot different than just a quick build stage with some PCs that got dragged up there. Being in the HyperX Arena is incredibly inspiring. When I first won my grant in 2020, I ended up being able to submit a video where I kind of just told my story a little bit and thanked folks, and it was played in this arena. The moment it happened and I saw it happen, I was just like, I want to go here. I need to be in the arena that gave me this opportunity. A few years later, I'm not only just here, I just competed in a Valorant tournament that was in this arena, and I've had an amazing day doing all kinds of stuff, including casting. And I absolutely love color commentary and hosting. So just having this opportunity has been absolutely life-changing already. My parents, when they finally learned that I was streaming, because for a while I was just kind of doing it in my room because I was living with them at the time, just kind of had the door shut because I didn't really know how to explain it to them, even though I'm an adult. They were supportive. My mom will tune in. My dad will share my posts whenever I post anything on Facebook, and my mom tries to interact and she tries to understand. So I'm very lucky that my parents do try to be supportive in it, even though they might not always understand the video games that I'm playing or the jokes that I'm making, just because memes on the internet sometimes just don't translate well to older folks. But I'm appreciative of the fact that they are supportive, and I fully understand that some parents would not be supportive, so I get that I'm lucky with that. I love playing Valorant. I love being competitive. I wanted to, when I was in college, actually be a competitive League of Legends player, but I stopped doing it because of the toxic community at the time. And I finally just hit the point where I'm like, I miss being a part of it, so I'm just gonna pursue it now. I don't play League of Legends right now, but I have been playing a lot of Valorant. I'm trying to learn a few other games. I like casting for League of Legends though. I got to do that once so far. And I understand that I'm going to go down the path to either like casting or hopefully being a player as well.
The winner of Duel on the Delaware.
The backlash on the steering.
Awesome. So I noticed you guys this year.
So my first time casting was actually not in esports. I've been casting for what a nonprofit known as First Inspires and First Robotics competition since 2015. I've traveled the country. I have gone to all different events. And I've been a host before, as in like the MC, and have also done the gameplay casting where I'm just explaining to people what's going on in the field. And that's kind of how I actually fell in love with casting. It just ended up that during the pandemic, because I was playing a lot of games and everything, I'm like, I could probably do this for esports too. First time I got to cast for esports, I believe was a friend's stream where they just kind of asked me to do it because they knew I was a robotics caster. And then I've actually been super fortunate where Evil Geniuses, for their Pride Month, they worked with a nonprofit called Queer Women of Esports, and I got to be one of the casters for that special event on their channel. And then here I got to do some casting for Mario Kart.
Hello everyone, it's so nice to be up here. I'm so excited to be here as well. My esports career, I guess, actually goes back to when I was in college and I discovered League of Legends. Oh. I know, everyone's probably memeing in the chat right now, it's fine.
If there is one thing I could change about the gaming industry, it's that I would love to see more games trying to work towards inclusivity and making sure that anyone, regardless of their background or orientation or anything like that, they get to see themselves in those games, because representation is super important. And having a wider representation will help make sure that any toxic ideas or behaviors is dispelled, because people will get used to seeing folks of whatever background they are being in the spotlight. No Man's Sky is another longtime favorite game of mine. I used to play a lot of Stardew Valley, not so much anymore. So it's mostly just space, cozy games, RPGs, and then a little dash of horror. My favorite streaming moment that I've ever had was St. Jude Children's Research Hospital has this thing called Play Live, where the month of May, streamers are fundraising as a team or individually to raise as much money for St. Jude as possible. This year, my corner of the internet hit $11,111 in 1 month for St. Jude. And when we hit 10K, my one super close friend who was in town got to pie me in the face. And it was a lot of laughter and a lot of tears just because I was so incredibly proud that in 3 years of streaming, we went from 3,500 raised to over 10,000 raised in a single fundraising period. I see myself in 5 years sitting at a caster desk, being able to commentate for at least one game, and then hopefully having another game that I can still compete in and be able to be on some type of esports team or organization, so that way I can ensure that my dream is happening of making gaming more inclusive. The advice that I would give to a girl who wants to start streaming is that if someone is being like mean or telling you you can't do it because of who you are, they are wrong. You can do it. It is totally possible. It's tough right now, but hopefully like not only myself, but we have amazing women content creators all throughout this industry who are changing the game every day just by streaming and showing folks that gaming is truly diverse and gaming is for everyone. And by taking that step into content creation, regardless if it's your first stream or if it's your 1,000th stream, you are doing something incredible and you're showing everyone that gaming is truly for everyone.